In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Cifico animations to help upsell your client. Now, upselling is usually kind of seen as a dirty term, but when you marry the animations to the numbers, it presents it in a way that I think your clients will appreciate, and it's certainly a lot better than looking at 2 or 3 different spreadsheets. Instead of reading up to down on multiple spreadsheets, we're going to watch left to right on one animation. So let's take a look at it. So here's the animation screen. How did I get to the animation screen? Well, basically I took a life insurance policy, 2 of them. I put the illustrations on the client manager, I press play, and voila, here I am. So this is an animation screen. There's a little player bar down below, much like you would control any video content. And we can zoom out. Starts at age 25, goes all the way out to age 100. It'll go out to 1,000 years old if you want. You can zoom all the way in. This is maybe policies that are going to be issued or a conversion that may take place. I'm just using these numbers for my example. So we have policy B, 150,000 in death benefit. That's the circumference of the circle. Policy A is 100,000 in death benefit. That's the circumference of the circle. The second numbers that you'll see appear will be the cash values, and those will fill up the death benefit circles. So maybe the client is considering this policy, and we just want to show them bringing it up a notch by going to 150,000. And if this is a policy that is participating in dividends, then you know that the dividends don't always get applied equally. The bigger the policy, the more the dividend applies to them, and the bigger the death benefit and cash value. But with only a $50,000 difference, how big will it be? Let's press play and find out. So I'm going to play this slow to start. We press play. Again, we can pause it here just for a moment. So for an extra $600 a year, they can have this $150,000 policy, but let's move forward. I'm going to play these a little fast. If you want to start with a slower animation, again, you can play these at any speed that makes sense for the conversation you're having with your client, but I wouldn't start with this animation. I would start by playing it a little slow, maybe have one policy on the screen and then kind of build it up from there. But I'm comparing these two. These are the death benefits. The first number is the circumference of the circle. These are the cash values. The second number, which will be blue growing inside the circle. And it's not growing in just yet. They're age 35. So I'm going to move this along. I'm going to pause it for a moment, and I'm going to stop motion. But I'm going to bring up the stats card, and I've called up the efficiency stat. So right over here, top policy, if you passed away at this point, for every dollar you put in, your heirs would get $7.17. On the bottom one, for every dollar you put in, your heirs would get $7.38. So they're not proportionate. They are different, obviously, because that's what that efficiency dollar in, dollar out stat is showing us. So now I'm going to stop motion this. You can keep your eye over here. You can have your client take a look at how the death benefit and the cash value animate together as well. So there's all different places that you can bring up. But I'm going to stop motion, which means I paused it. And I'm just going to hit plus 1 year ahead. So you can see we're now at age 40, age 45. And we can look at the difference between the efficiency stat over here. And I'm going to go all the way out to age 80. Keep your eye on the stats card. Keep your eye on the policies. Again, you can bring the stats card up. You can pull it down. I'm actually going to go to age 81. So here we are at the end. For every dollar they put in, $5.45 if they did the $100,000 policy. For every dollar they put in, $5.67 income tax free to their heirs if they did the $150,000 policy, which is the one that we're trying to get them to. I'm going to put that to the side because maybe the stats aren't doing it for them. So over here, we've got about $145,000 difference. Those circle sizes are really coming through, and they're proportioned to each other. So the $145,000 death benefit later on around life expectancy, it's probably worth that extra $600 a year. And then in cash value, we have a $115,000 differential. So if I wanted to, I could stop here and then go to another animation. We often layer animations with Cifico. But again, we just went through the efficiency stats, and then we looked at the size differentials, and then we went right back to dollar amount comparisons here. And now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to slow it down, and I'm going to press play. And I'm going to show distributions now, what the difference would be as well, not just having these grow. So we get red growth markers, which means the policies are contracting. That one pumps out 21,000. That one gives out 14,000. So it's quite a bit of difference. And again, this can play out over time. And if you bring your stats card up, you'll see the efficiency stats begin to mount for the distributions as they take place. So lots of different ways to upsell your clients and really show them through the animations and the numbers married together. If you notice, this video was done in one take. It's not because I'm some great speaker. It's just that the animations lend themselves to articulate speech and storytelling, and maybe that will work for you and your clients or for the advisors that you oversee. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Until next time, good luck at your next meeting.